Julie Ryan, noted psychic and medical intuitive, is ready to answer your personal questions, even those you never knew you could ask. For more than 20 years, as she's developed and refined her intuitive skills, Julie used her knowledge as a successful inventor and businesswoman to help others. Now, she wants to help you grow, heal, and get the answers you've been longing to hear. Do you have a question for someone who's transitioned? Do you have a medical issue? What about your pet's health or behavior? Perhaps you have a loved one who's close to death and you'd like to know what's happening. Are you on the path to fulfill your life's purpose? No matter where you are in the world, take a journey to the other side and ask Julie Ryan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this evening. This is our last show in 2017 because it is the 28th of December, and the next time we do a show together, all of us, it's going to be 2018. So that's pretty exciting. Great year for our family, hopefully for your family as well. Just coming in off the holidays, off of Christmas anyways, in the middle of the holiday week, I guess, and Christmas was fun around here. We had a bunch of people. I think I did dinner for 20 on Christmas Day. My son flew in, our son flew in, got in Christmas morning on the red eye, so that was my best Christmas present right there, was when Jonathan arrived. I cried when he walked in the door. He's just like, oh, Mom. So, I couldn't help it. And frankly, I'm glad to have a few days to just relax, because all of us who are moms and wives and grandmothers, and, it's a lot of work to put on all this Christmas stuff. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, we break our rear ends to make it wonderful for the family, and that's all part of it. And I, like all of you, get a lot of joy out of it. But, oh, my God, it's a lot of work, isn't it? So hopefully you'll get some relaxing in this week, too, like I am. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. And we have some callers on hold already that are very gracious and have called in during this holiday week to talk with us. So let's go ahead and go to the phones. And our first caller is Lydia. So welcome, Lydia. Hi there. How are you, Lydia?
Thank you so much. I'm good, but facing some problems, and hoping the new year will bring better.
Good.
Better news for me. One is my financial and trying to sell the house. Sometimes I'm a little concerned. So can you help me or some advice?
Sure. Before we get into all that, can you please tell everybody where you're calling us from?
Oh, New Jersey.
New Jersey. All right. And we were just mentioning that New Jersey is really cold right now, and you've got some more cold weather coming in with snow too, or just cold weather?
Yeah, I think some snow is coming too.
Yeah. Well, good.
Not
when
much,
I was a little kid, growing up in Ohio, I mean really little, we used to just fret if we didn't have any snow and snow wasn't predicted, because how was Santa going to arrive with our presents? How would he be able to drive his sleigh without any snow? And we were too little to understand that most of the rest of the world didn't have snow. But I remember being little and just, I remember just thinking,
but we have fun. Right,
yeah,
with the snow when we have children.
That's right. So, but okay. So tell me what's going on with your house, and let's see if we can get you.
Trying to sell, and I'm facing some financial problems.
Okay.
I'm just hoping for 2018 we'll be able to sell and get better financially. If you can advise me something, lower the price or something about the house.
Okay, so you're so financially you're going to be much better off once you get the house sold.
Of course, yeah. I'm
hoping
for that.
All right.
Do you see us get in trouble, like with the house?
Well, what I think, let's try connecting with your spirit guides and ask some questions about what's going to be best for you to help facilitate the sale of your house. And let's see if we can get some information and some guidance for you. So what I'm going to do, Lydia, is I'm going to connect to you up in New Jersey, and I'm going to raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit, and then I'm going to have my eyes closed, and I'll watch a laser beam go from my body here in Alabama, and it's going to go northeast and hook into you in New Jersey. And then I'll see about your spirit guides, and we'll talk to them and see what kind of information we can get for you. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, so here we go. Here comes my laser beam, heading to you, got you. Okay. All right, you've got 7, which is the normal number that I see. You have 7 spirit guides behind you, and they're in a U shape around you, behind you. So, all right, your main spirit guide is showing up as a woman. She's telling me her name is Lucille. She lived in 1923, and she lived in Paris in the lifetime that she's consulting with you about. Okay, I think she was not nobility, but she was a blue blood. You know, she ran with countesses and duchesses and those kind of people, and I think she owned a lot of property. That's what she's telling me. So let's see what she's saying. She's saying make the property look the best it can be. Is it in good shape now, your house?
Yes, it's a new house.
Okay. So make it look the best it can be. She's saying have flowers in the house. When you're showing the house, she's saying bake cookies before somebody arrives to see the house, so it smells like cookies. How about that? I haven't heard that one before. That's funny. So, you know, bake cookies so that the house smells like cookies. Even if you, Lydia, if you go to the store and you get that dough that's already
yes, I have most of the time for my young son.
Yeah, you get those little dough balls and you put them on a cookie sheet, so it takes you 2 minutes to do it, and then you cook them. And she's saying have the freshly baked cookies and flowers, have the cookies on a platter or like on a pretty plate, and the flowers with a note that says please help yourself to the people that come in. As they come in to look at your house, you know, leave a little handwritten note that said, please help yourself to some cookies. Thanks for coming by today. Please help yourself to some cookies.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay? Because she's saying it's a personal touch. She's also telling me that when you do that, that it's going to make your house seem more like a home instead of just a house. And it's a differentiator from your house and other houses. It makes your house different in the mind of the potential buyer.
Okay.
So that's
when
something.
you think financially I'll get better, because I'm really having hard times right now.
Okay. Well, let's see. What can she do? What can Lydia do to help financially? Okay, what I'm getting is cut costs as much as you can, like, excuse me, lower your not necessary, your unnecessary services. Like, do you have satellite TV or cable TV or?
Yeah.
Can you call them and get your bill lowered?
Oh, yes, I can.
And what I find we have satellite TV, and what I find is when I call them about every 6 months and tell them I'm going to switch to cable, they'll give me a lot of a discount usually. I mean, sometimes it's $100 a month off.
I know.
And
I did that before.
Yeah.
I do it.
So do that about every 6 months, and that'll help lower your bill. Let me see what else. She was honed in on the TV right away. So, snow removal. Do you have a snow removal company that?
No. We do it ourselves. Yes.
Okay. She's saying snow removal, if you have a company, don't, cancel them and have somebody help you that isn't as expensive. But you're getting the idea, look and see what services you can cancel
to help,
thank you. Help with some of that. The other thing that she's saying is consider a bridge loan.
Bridge loan, yes. I have been trying to get that one.
So she's saying that's going to help you in the short run with finances. And then when you sell the house, then you can pay that off. Excuse me.
Is it any way to find out when I'll be able to sell? Because my mom needs me.
Yeah.
And their house is not helping.
Right. Where is your mom?
In Portugal.
In Portugal. So do you have to sell the house before you can go to Portugal to be with your mom?
Yes. Yeah.
You can't just go visit her?
I can, but it's tough because I have to take care of the house.
Okay. Well, can your husband take care of the house while you're gone?
Yeah, sometimes he does.
Well, if he wants to sell the house, I would think he'd be motivated to help you while you're gone. Okay. So is it in, let's ask it this way, is it in Lydia's best interest to go to Portugal to see her mom before the house sells? I'm getting a yes, Lydia, before the question's even out.
Yes, I'm planning to go.
Okay. Do you want me to scan her real fast and see what's going on with her?
If you can, yes. I know she's very sad and depressed.
Okay. All right. Nancy, I see that you've joined us, so I'm going to put you on mute, but I'll come back to you. So hang in there with us, okay? Nancy, did you hear me? Hopefully. Okay. Nancy, I'm
I had you on mute. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to put you on. All right, and I'll come to you. So hang in there. Okay. So, Lydia, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from you to your mom in Portugal. Okay, laser beam's heading to Portugal. Tell me your mom's name.
Please, Maria.
Maria. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to telepathically ask her if I can. Well, her spirit's out of her body right now, Lydia. She's in phase 2 of 12, which means that she has entered into the dying process. It's early stages. If you go on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, and click on the link that says the 12 phases of transition, you'll see what those look like. And her spirit right now is in a bubble configuration, and it's holding on to the top of her head. So I can't get a medical read on her because the spirit, when our spirits are in our bodies, they're the power source for our human bodies. So I'm unable to get a read on her medically. But the fact that she's entered into the phases of transition tells me that it's in her and your best interest to go over before the house sells.
Oh,
to see her.
I feel that very strong.
Yeah,
I have to go see her.
So I think that would be good to go.
Thank you. I know there are many people waiting, so
let me ask Maria a couple of questions, Lydia. Let me ask your mom a couple of questions real fast before I let you go. So, are you ready to go? No. Are you in pain? Yes. Does she tell you she's in pain?
It's depressed, very sad. Yeah, she has problems with her knees. Yes.
Okay.
So
all right.
I think she's in pain.
She's in pain, and what do you need? My family is what she's saying, which is typical. So are you going to wait till Lydia comes to see you before you go? Yes. So there you go. So I think she's kind of
spend some time with her.
Yeah, go spend some time with her.
Yeah, and sometimes she tells me she's going to die without seeing me. That's very sad.
She's going to wait for you, but I think it would be good for you to get out of there for a while too, and just go focus on your mom and let the house stuff unfold. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You
Happy
bet.
holidays. Happy New Year. Thank you so much.
Too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Okay. Our next caller, Susie. Hi, Suze.
Hi, Julie. Thanks so much for taking my call. I have some big decisions to make as a family regarding my son, his medical situation this week. He was tested. Someone thought that he might have pandas, and they asked me that might be causing the anxiety, and so they had me get him tested, and it came back a high positive, the ASO streptolysin O antibody, it says. So it came back a high positive, and one of the doctors he sees recommended he get his tonsils out. He gets strep a lot, and he said the way his tonsils look, just so they have deep pockets, so he was recommending he get them out next Wednesday before he goes back to school. But then he said he has to be here for a couple of weeks, and his professors, he's in his senior year at college in L.A., his professors say he can't miss the first week of school, that these classes are so important. So it's an issue of, is it in his best interest to get the tonsils out now and have to miss school and deal with that, or wait. And so I guess I was going to ask if you could scan him and see that. And then there's a couple medications that they recommend, or he's taking Augmentin, the antibiotic, to treat the pandas in case he has it. So I guess if you're able to tell if he has it and if it's in his best interest to take this for 4 to 6 weeks. And then, the other anxiety meds they're giving them, I don't know if it's in his best interest to take the Risperidol, especially with his sports that he plays, or not. So quite a few medical issues we're trying to get to the bottom of. So I'm so grateful to be able to ask you these this week.
Yeah, sure. Please tell everybody where you're calling us from.
From the San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay. Well, I'm sure it's
21.
Beautiful out there. Yeah, and he's 21.
Really beautiful.
Remind me of his name.
Jamie,
that's right. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do, Suze, is I'm going to connect into you, and from you, I'm going to connect to your son, and then we'll see what we can find out for you.
Thank you.
You bet. All right. Laser beam heading from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading to San Francisco. Got you. All right. So now to Jamie. Okay. He's close this time. Normally he's far away when I'm
in the house.
trying to get him. Yeah. Oh yeah. His tonsils are full of pus. Holy moly. All right. He's let me scan him before and he's letting me scan him again. Yeah. All right. So let me get those. See if I can get that pus calmed down in there and out of there. Yeah, they're white with pus. I'm sure that's what the doctor's seeing. My guess is if you looked at his throat, you'd be able to see it too. So, okay, that's getting removed. Inflammation. All right, tell me what this pandas is. I've never heard of it. Spell it for me.
Well, it's a PANDAS, and it's a pediatric condition that has related to strep, and if he has it, then that could be causing the anxiety and the different symptoms. He's having new symptoms like OCD, which he never had ever, kind of thinking, counting in his brain. So it's very new, and they treat it with antibiotics and possibly removing the tonsils and maybe other things, but that's the simplest way to try to treat it. So we're trying to determine that positive ASO is one way to determine it. We don't know what other ways might, but the doctor, like I said, already gave him the antibiotics, and we're just wondering if you see that being a good thing for him to take him for the next 4 to 8 weeks to treat this potential, it'd be a physical reason for the anxiety that he hasn't been able to figure out. All the different meds he's taken haven't helped. And so we're wondering if it's due to this physical case.
He's full of yeast. Have we talked about that before?
Yeah, and he was treated for that with a naturopath.
Yeah, well, and the antibiotics are just going to make it way worse. And some of the side effects of the yeast are a lowered immune system, constant strep throats, constant anxiety, ADD, all that kind of stuff. A lot of the time those different symptoms are symptoms of yeast, overgrowth of yeast. So, let's ask the questions. Okay. Does Jamie have the medical condition known as pandas? I get a no on that. Okay. Is it in Jamie's best interest to have a tonsillectomy within the next week? I get a yes on that. Is it in Jamie's best interest to have the tonsillectomy in Los Angeles? No. At home in the Bay Area? Yes. Okay. Is it in Jamie's best interest? You know, that Augmentin, that's that pink stuff, right? That pink liquid.
I know. They're big. I think they're whiter pills, but they're big and pink. I mean, no, not pink. I don't know about pink. They're big.
Because little kids, I think it's the Augmentin is what they give them. It's that pink liquid stuff. And, oh, my gosh, kids sometimes take buckets of that stuff for strep throat and things like that. So is it in Jamie's best interest to take Augmentin for 4 to 6 weeks? I'm getting a no.
Okay.
Has the strep spread throughout his body? No. Is the yeast condition causing his lowered immune system and the chronic strep throats? Yes. So if let's see. What are some other questions, Susie?
Is it in his best interest to take this risperidol that was prescribed for the anxiety?
No. I think we got that last couple weeks ago, didn't we?
Well, I asked, but I was trying to read my notes. I didn't. It was just last week that he started it. So, okay, I don't know what. I couldn't find the answer, but okay, no. And then the Lexapro, is it in his best interest to take that?
I get a no on that too, and I think I did last time we spoke on both of those. And I think if I remember correctly, we talked about him taking higher doses of D3 and omega-3.
Yeah, and I had him tested this week for the B12 and the D3, and they thought they said he was normal on those. But then if he's not taking, I guess I'm not sure what he could take for the anxiety, and that if he stops the risperidol and the Lexapro, he's wondering, my husband wondered, does he have a brain tumor or something? I know he talked about going to see Dr. Amen, but if that's not going to be an option, is there any doctor, does he have a brain tumor? We're just trying to figure out what else might be causing his brain to be so anxious and, having these new symptoms of counting and that kind of thing in his brain that he's never had before.
Did you
type thinking?
Did you find that podcast with Dr. Amen?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you look up those levels of the D3 and the omega-3? The dosages? Because oftentimes regular blood tests, they'll say, well, they have normal levels. Well, normal levels are perhaps not the same as what these guys who treat this condition have found, that when you increase the omega-3s and the D3s to much higher levels than, quote, normal, that they have a great result. So I would compare what normal is to what Dr. Amen's suggesting on that podcast, Susie, and see what he says there. So back to so is it in Jamie's best interest to delay having the tonsillectomy? I'm getting a yes, but that doesn't make sense because I got it's in his best interest to have it. So is it in his best interest to delay having a tonsillectomy until he's healthier? Yes. Is it in his best interest to delay the tonsillectomy until spring break? Yes. So is it in his best interest to have a tonsillectomy next week? Now I'm getting a no. Did I say next week before, or did I just say to have a tonsillectomy? I don't remember.
You said next week. It said yes to next week. I thought I wrote it down. But it said yes to next week.
So I'm getting a complex, so let's refine it down. Is it in Jamie's best interest to avoid having a tonsillectomy? No. Is it in Jamie's best interest to eventually have a tonsillectomy? Yes. Does it have to be next week? No.
Okay.
So, maybe he can postpone it until spring break when it's not going to be as much of an issue with classes. And also, it sounds like if he can get his body healthy before he goes into surgery, that's always going to be optimal.
Yeah, he has baseball then, and he has the potential of being drafted in June, so he'd have to wait till next fall, but maybe we could try to keep him healthy. So does it show any kind of brain tumor or anything that would cause his anxiety or his yeast stuff?
No, what happens with the overabundance of yeast, Susie, is that the yeast release a bunch of known toxins, like up to 100 toxins, and they release into the bloodstream because they get little tears in the inflammation in the gut causes little tears in the intestinal wall lining, and then it it seeps into the bloodstream, and also little particles of food do. So the body believes that it's under attack. And what it does in response to feeling like it's under attack is it thickens the cell membrane wall, the walls of the cell membranes. So hormones and different vitamins and stuff can't penetrate that tough cell wall to get into the cells. But the body believes that by doing that, it's a defense mechanism. So when somebody has an overabundance of yeast, oftentimes some of the symptoms are depression, anxiety, that lack of concentration, those kinds of symptoms, along with GI symptoms, a whacked immune system. I mean, it's crazy, the symptoms that come from that. And I learned about this when I personally had a yeast issue for the first 40 years of my life, and my doctor here in Birmingham, who's deceased now, was the godfather of systemic yeast infections. And he used to tell me about these cell walls that would get tough and that the hormones and the brain chemicals couldn't penetrate the cell walls, which causes, all these symptoms. And so one case in particular, he took me back in his lab and he told me that it was a young woman in her late 20s trying to conceive. And he would take a blood test and her estrogen levels were fine. And then he did a vaginal swab and he looked at the cells under a microscope and he said they look like the cells of a 90-year-old postmenopausal woman. And that was because the estrogen wasn't getting through those cell walls. And I know for myself, when I'd go see him and I'd tell him I'm feeling blue, and I'm not able to concentrate, he would give me a yeast antigen shot, like an allergy shot for yeast. I mean, it would immediately lift. Immediately.
Wow.
So I really think that all of this stuff's being caused by an overabundance of yeast, which is caused by antibiotics, steroids, jazz like that. So I know we've talked about trying to find him a functional medicine doctor. And
yeah, he's seeing a naturopath now.
Okay, well, I would find a functional medicine doctor who's an MD or a DO who can reverse engineer his symptoms and help him get his immune system back in line. Okay. So I don't know that a naturopath. I really prefer somebody who's classically trained as an MD or a DO. And if you go to functionalmedicine.org, Susie, and you put in your zip code, you'll find physicians in your area like that. Okay. So that's what I would recommend. So if he was my son, I would postpone the tonsillectomy. In the short run, I would get him to see Dr. Amen, and they can help him with all this yeast stuff too.
Oh, really? Okay.
And or I would send him to one of Dr. Amen's clinics. I know they've got one in Northern California. They've got one in Southern California. And I would also, or I would find him a functional medicine doctor.
Okay, that sounds good. In the meantime, there was something else you said that you took for yeast.
Nystatin.
That's it.
Nystatin. Nystatin. And it's an antifungal that's found in the ground. You can get tablets. I take 2 every morning just to keep the yeasties at bay. Because
do you have to have a prescription for that?
You have to have a prescription for it. On my insurance, it's like $10 for a bottle of 100.
Maybe his pediatrician can prescribe it tomorrow.
I would get. And if he doesn't understand that, then Google, systemic yeast infections. I would Google Nystatin. You want the Nystatin tablets. And I would have him take them 3 times a day until he gets this under control. And it's kind of a catch-22 when he's on the antibiotics, but that's what the conventional doctors know how to treat with antibiotics, but it just causes so many problems. Mm-hmm. So I would try and find a functional medicine doctor. And that's why I like an MD or a DO, because they can prescribe a drug like nystatin that's an antifungal. And it doesn't it doesn't have any side effects or anything. So
okay, so great. Anyway, well, thank you so much. Helps. Is there a particular dosage on that, the tablets?
It depends on the doctor. So I would, I would see what the doctor says on that. Okay. But I would see if you can get him on it.
Okay. Do you know what your dosage is?
But that's for me, so I'd rather have it be for him.
Okay. I'll see if this doctor can know something tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much, Julie.
But Google it and get some information before you talk to him. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
Take care.
Susie.
Happy New Year to you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All righty. Our next caller is Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Nancy. Hello.
I unmuted you. I'm sorry. I had to find the button.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. So I'm going to say I don't really have, I have a lot of things going on, but nothing is, I don't know. I'm in a good place. I just felt like calling it today just to hear. I don't know if last time we spoke, honestly, I can't remember. I had a friend who passed in November, she was getting better, and then it spread to somewhere else, and then she was gone in a couple of weeks. And I just really felt her loss really intensely, and still do. At any moment, it comes up, and it's wow. And this is an old friend that I worked with, 30-plus years ago. So, anyway, I've befriended her older daughter, which has been great. And I don't know. I'm just thinking about how she's doing. I mean, I know it sounds really crazy because I know in my heart she's okay. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know. She's kind of on my mind a lot. And I'm kind of even living my life differently because of her.
How so?
Well, I just don't sweat the small stuff. It's just the last thing she said to me on the phone was, "Oh, Nancy, it goes by so fast." And then the final thing she said to me was, "Please be strong for my girls."
Aww.
And so, we have a cross-country relationship. All these months she got sick, she reached out to me. And, we thought she was getting better, and then it spread, and that was it. So, so I know. So it's just really been hard for for us. And I don't know. I feel her presence. There's times I feel her presence. Her daughters feel her presence. And I don't know. Her name is Elaine.
Okay. And Nancy, tell everybody where you're calling from, please.
Oh, San Jose, California.
San Jose. Okay.
South of Susie. Yeah.
That's right. And where are Elaine's girls?
They are in Queens, New York.
Okay. All right. So would you like to talk to Elaine?
I'd love to.
Okay, let's do that. And how wonderful that you can feel her around you. Are you noticing anything in particular, or it just...
No, it's just sometimes I'll go for my walks, because this is when I used to talk to her. I'd call her, and we would just talk. And there's times when I'm walking, I can't obviously talk to her, so I just talk to her. I just talk, and I'm just talking to myself. And she's kind of been, back in my life, and she kind of became a mentor to me for my 16-year-old daughter. Her daughters are older. And, when I would have something happen or think about something, she'd say, "No, I'm here to tell you it's okay. It's going to pass." And we just were helping each other. She was helping me in certain ways, and I was helping her. And we just found this, refound this friendship after so many years of living our lives. And we really missed every couple of days. If we didn't speak, we'd both be like, "I missed you so much." Me too. So sometimes when I'm out, I'll listen to music, and I'll just start crying, or for no reason, or.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to you, and then I'm sure she's standing next to you because she knows we're talking about her. And let's see what she has to say for herself. And then you can ask her questions, and then we'll get you some answers. So, okay, laser beam heading to you in San Jose. Do you know the way to San Jose? I play that song. I have a CD of Burt Bacharach's stuff, which my son thinks is hilarious. But I play that, Do You Know the Way to San Jose for my grandsons when they were little. I used to play it in the car, and they called it the Whoa, Whoa, Whoa song. They'd say, Mimi, turn on the Whoa, Whoa, Whoa song. They just thought that was hilarious. But, okay, all right. Okay, she's standing at your right shoulder. She's saying you're a love. She's saying that you were an inspiration to her. You said she was an inspiration to you. She said you were an inspiration to her when she was alive. So I don't know if that resonates with you or not, but questions for her.
I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. Like, you know, is it what you expected? You know, like where you are now. Is it what you expected? Is it? I don't know.
She says it's better than what she expected.
Okay. And has she been sending the signs to the girls that we've been seeing?
What in particular are you talking about? Spirits are really literal, so the more literal we can be with them, the better.
Yeah. So
quality.
So her daughter was sitting in her rocking chair, in her mom's rocking chair, and a rainbow appeared on her hand. So she took a picture of it and sent it to me. Yeah. Wow. Really cool. And then
was she near a crystal chandelier or something, and light was?
No, I don't think so. Seems like she was just sitting in the bedroom on her mom's rocking chair.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't really know that. You know, those details. And then the second thing was Christmas came, of course, and her mom used to love to celebrate Christmas, and they weren't going to decorate. And then the older daughter said, "You know what? I think Mommy would really like it if we did." So she went out into the garage to get the decorations, and she was moving a box that had some bells in it. She heard the bells, and then she opened up the box, and there was a live ladybug in the box in December in the East Coast in the freezing cold weather, in the snow.
Oh.
Alive, you know? So
yeah.
Little things like that.
So Elaine, did you have anything to do with the rainbow on your daughter's hand? Yes. I get a yes on that. Did you have anything to do with the ladybug in the box of decorations? She's saying no.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I guess we want to believe it because it was kind of cool.
That's fine. Yeah. So
very
that's
nice.
Fine.
Okay. Because I think she was in a lot of pain at the end, you know.
Oh.
So
she's saying that the decorations are special to the girls, and they provide comfort. Spirits don't really care about that kind of stuff, Nancy, but we care about it. Those of us that are living do. And I don't know about you, but a lot of my decorations have sentimental value because I have things that were my mother's and my grandmother's, both grandmothers, and other family pieces that I bring out at the holidays, not only just in decorations, but also for Christmas dinner. There are several pieces that I use, like
the girls have been doing this since she passed. Is on the weekends they just make feasts. They cook all her foods, and they're just doing what she would be doing, and they're just it's their way of connecting. It's just been great.
Sure. So she's saying to me, teach her how to talk to me. You're already talking to her in your head. Her answers are the first thing that come into your head within a second or two. If you think about it for more than a couple of seconds, that's going to be your brain answering you. That's not going to be her. And
when she was sick, she was sick, I got your book and I just read it like quick, and
good.
I'm going to send it to her daughters. So
good. I think it will give them hopefully a lot of comfort. She wants you to teach her daughters how to talk to her and to understand that when they talk to her, that her answers come immediately. And the more that you and they do this, the better communication path is going to be laid. The pathways are laid. And so you can trust it too.
Okay. All right.
But she's always around you. She's always around them. She's around other loved ones. She's saying, and I hear this a lot, basically, this is great because I can be with everybody all at the same time.
That's just mind-boggling to me, in a beautiful way,
Yeah. Yeah, and actually I'm going to read a question that was submitted online here when we're done chatting, and it will reflect on some of that. I think it will explain some of it to you if you stay on and listen to that. So, yeah. Okay, other questions?
Just my own. I feel like all of this loss, I also had another friend like a week later, in my community friend, and I feel like all this loss is really preparing me for my mother's transition. Because time we checked in, I think she was at like a level 7, and I think she's getting a little closer.
Do you want me to check her real quickly?
Sure. Her name is Anne. She's in San Jose.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I remember checking on her before.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's at phase 9 now, Nancy.
Yeah.
Let me.
And every phase can take its time, right? It's very individual.
It can. It is very individual. It can take days, weeks, months for people to go through the 12 phases. They may go quickly through some and then kind of stall, or she may be at phase 9 and she may progress through the rest of them in a couple of hours. Or less. It's just everybody is different. So let's ask her.
My brother's coming to visit next week, so I feel like she's waiting.
Oh,
and maybe she'll still be here long. We've gone through this before where we think she's going and then she's okay. So,
So
I just don't want her. I just don't.
Anne, are you ready to go? No. Are you in pain? Yes. What do you need? My family. That's that's what pretty much.
What they all say, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
That's what everybody
really
says.
And you hear people say at the end of your life, it doesn't really matter how much money you have or how much stuff you have. It's family and loved ones that are around that matter the most. So yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. I hope you have a wonderful New Year, and God bless you for helping comfort those girls.
Yeah, I'm trying. It just feels like the right thing. It just feels like natural. It's healing me as well.
Sure.
Just to stay part of her life. We were all going to meet in the fall, in coming spring. We were going to do a reunion in the city, and my daughter was going to be with me, and we were going to get to know everybody. And unfortunately, now that's a little different. So life just is, right. So okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for calling. Bye, Nancy. Bye-bye. All right. We do the show, everybody, every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-770-4160, and the access code is 533677#. And you can find this information on a multitude of places. First of all, on AskJulieRyan.com. If you scroll down to the bottom of the home page, you'll see this call-in information and the different time zones available. In where you download podcasts, it's in the show notes. So on your phones, if you subscribe to the podcast links, I think we're distributed on, close to 40 different outlets. So wherever you download podcasts, pull up the show notes and you'll see that. On my blog, I send out a blog every Thursday, and in the body of the email, it has this call-in information. The blog is a question that somebody has submitted online, and then I answer it. Also on social media, if you follow me on Instagram at Ask Julie Ryan, and also on Facebook at Ask Julie Ryan, and send me a friend request for Facebook, and I'll answer it or whatever you call it, and we'll become Facebook friends. And then lastly, we're on YouTube. And all of the shows are on YouTube now. We're uploading past shows, and in the show notes, again, you can see this call-in information. So that's kind of fun. Also, speaking of podcasts, if you would take a minute and go to iTunes and do a review on the podcast, give me a 5-star review if you enjoy it. It will help other people find us, and hopefully we can give them some answers and help them with whatever they have going on in their lives. I would really appreciate that. So, speaking of online questions, this one was submitted from Allison, and she lives in Palm Desert, California. And Allison asked, "Hi, Julie. I had such a wonderful private consultation with you a while back. Thank you. I look forward to calling into your show soon." So do I. She went on to say, "Meanwhile, I have several questions that have arisen out of our conversation. If one of my family members," and she put in parentheses, "with whom I've spent many lifetimes in different relationships, is one of my spirit guides, does that mean they can't be in a body here on earth with me now? I've always wondered if my mother possibly came through as my daughter, but how can that be if she's also one of my angels? And if not my daughter, could she be somebody else in my life? Can spirits be two places at once?" Great question. And one actually that just goes along in line with Nancy's question just a couple minutes ago about her friend and about how that works, her friend that just passed away. So here's my response. "Hi, Allison. Love chatting with you during our private session. Regarding your questions about reincarnation, my answers are based on things I've psychically seen, information I've received, read about, and believe. Fact is, we won't really know the truth until we're back in spirit form, non-physical. That's after we die, obviously. And chances are good we won't remember the answer when we reincarnate anyway. Having said all that, I do believe we reincarnate many times and live hundreds, perhaps thousands of lifetimes. While doing past life sessions with countless people throughout the past 25 years, I've seen, in my mind's eye, lifetimes and experiences that correspond with what's happening in a person's current life. The information I receive includes dates, times, locations, and other details that are verified by historic documents. It's fun to Google the past life details received during a session and see them corroborated by images and information from that time period. In addition, it's uncanny how what happened in a past life can and does provide guidance for a person's current life. Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and other religions and spiritual cultures assert that we are made in the image and likeness of God. Although most people believe this means God looks like a human, usually some version of an old man with white hair and a long white beard wearing a long white robe, I believe this concept means we're made in the image and likeness of God in spirit form. So, if it's possible for God to be in all places all at the same time, and we're made like Him, that means it's feasible we too, in spirit form, can be multiple places at the same time. When I ask if our spirits can be in two places at once, that means I psychically receive, I get a yes. When I ask if it's possible for a spirit guide to advise a human in being reincarnated as another human all at the same time, I also get a yes. When I ask if our spirits can live multiple lifetimes all at the same time, I get a yes. When I ask if human spirits can become angels, I get a no. Interestingly enough, however, I get an angel can reincarnate as a human. It's as if the human form is a higher vibration, perhaps more advanced or evolved than the angelic one, which I thought was really an interesting concept because angels are supposed to be, like really, really holy evolved spirits. But information I'm getting is maybe humans are more evolved than angels. I thought that was really interesting. Anyways, I digress. Back to my answer. This answer correlates with information I've received many times. Angels are a different species of energy than humans. So when somebody dies, they don't become an angel. And that's what most of us say. Okay, you have an angel in heaven now. Well, no, you have a spirit guide in heaven. Angels are angels. Humans, spirits are spirit guides. All right. In conclusion, our human brains don't have the capacity to understand all the nuances of reincarnation, and I don't believe we're meant to. If we knew everything, it would affect our human experience in this incarnation. And after all, our spirits have chosen the specifics of this life in order to gain the insights needed to create the circumstances we choose to experience. So, there's your answer, Miss Allison. To be continued. We could talk forever on this topic, and I think it's fascinating. And I really think our brains don't have the capacity to understand all of this. But that's just where I'm coming from. We're all going to find out when we go back into spirit form when we die. So, all right, let's go back to the phones. We've got Musa. Hi, Musa. Are you there? Hello.
Hi, Julie. I'm here.
Hi, Musa. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. All that jazz.
Well, thank you. Happy holiday as well. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks. We've got a few minutes left. Please tell everybody where you're calling from.
Calling from Connecticut.
All right. Do you have snow up there?
We still have some on the ground from 3-4 days ago.
Well, good. So snow was on the ground for Santa to arrive, it sounds like.
That's right.
Hot dog. Well, good. Well, you got a quick question for me?
I really didn't have a question today, but let me come up with something.
Okay.
Well, I love your show, first of all. Thank you very much for taking my call.
You bet.
And every time I hear you, sure. Every time I hear your show and I see people getting uplifted, feeling better, it makes me feel so good. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, thanks. Would you please write a review on iTunes for me?
Oh, I will.
So people can... I had to figure out how to do that. I mean, I couldn't figure out how to do it. But you go to the Ask Julie Ryan, and then it'll say write a review. But it took me it took me a couple minutes to figure out how to do that. You probably already know. But anyways,
my wife probably will.
She can help you. Yeah. So I would appreciate that, because I'm finding that what I'm reading is that when there are iTunes reviews, and even for people that don't subscribe, I appreciate you listening or don't subscribe through iTunes, but on iTunes I know those reviews get read. So
I'll make sure my whole family will review it with a 5-star. Thank you so much.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, I just came up with a question.
Okay. Yeah.
I think a couple of months ago we talked about previous life.
Yeah.
The last one. I wanted to know what was the biggest struggle I had in my latest or my last past life.
Okay, your
what
most
was the
recent
biggest
past
struggle?
Life?
Yes, most recent. Yeah.
Financial. Financial is what I got. Came to me right off the bat. Okay, so let's dissect it down a little bit. Spirits are really literal. So financial struggles financially because there wasn't enough money. I'm getting too much money.
Too much money?
Yeah, really? Is that possible?
That's interesting.
Too much money. Skewed your priorities. So how does that correlate with this lifetime? In this lifetime, are you a self-made man?
Well, I can't say self-made.
Do you come from a wealthy family? Are you a trust fund baby?
No. The answer is no. I came from my parents were comfortable. I won't say well off, but they provided me with a lot of guidance, I would say, a good structure.
But have you earned your own money as an adult? It's not like you're living off of a big trust fund or something like that.
Yeah, I've earned my own money. I work hard.
Okay.
To get
all right.
Where I'm at.
So there you go. So what I'm getting is, if you had too much money and your priorities were perhaps skewed, was the word that I got. In this lifetime, you wanted to come back and experience coming from, not poverty necessarily, but coming from a comfortable background and creating a life for yourself and your family that you created, that you didn't inherit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. All right. So I bet that was a surprise answer.
Yeah, that is. I'm like, I'm surprised. But as always, I'm always surprised talking to you, Julie.
It's always fun talking to you, Musa. So, all right.
Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful New Year, and hope to talk to you soon.
All righty, we'll do. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right, let's get one more question submitted online in here real quickly, and this is from Denise, and Denise lives in Santa Clara, California. God, we got lots of Bay Area, San Jose, Santa Clara, all kind of in the same area here tonight. Hello, Julie. I've been extremely tired lately, and I've been sleeping too much. Do you see any medical issues? Thank you. And here's my response. Hi, Denise. When I scanned you, I saw you had a green tint to your energy field. This usually indicates the presence of environmental toxins. Once I got underneath the green outer layer, I could see lots of inflammation and crusty scab-like tissue throughout your body. The good news is your condition is treatable and won't cause any long-term damage. Here's what I suggest. Go find somebody at the American Academy of Environmental Medicine website, and that's AAEMonline.org. So AAEM as in Mary, online.org. There you can find a physician in your area who specializes in the treatment and prevention of illnesses induced by exposure to biological and chemical agents encountered in air, food, and water. This is a fairly new field, and most doctors don't have the skill sets needed to help you, so you're going to want to find a specialist. You may also want to read the book Medical Medium by Anthony William. In it are details on how to best eliminate environmental toxins and heavy metals, which are part of those toxins, from your body through the use of foods like organic wild blueberries, celery, etc. I know cruciferous vegetables are really helpful with this too, Denise. Anthony's advice resonates with me, and I believe it can help you. In the meantime, do your best to buy organic food and cleaning supplies, and remember to use organic, non-toxic fertilizers and weed preventatives on your lawn and garden to avoid carrying poisons into your home on the bottom of your shoes. So, cruciferous vegetables, wild organic blueberries, those are probably the best things that you can eat to help detox when you've been exposed to environmental toxins. That even helps with mold and things like that. But so many of the chemicals that are used in our food supply to help food in agriculture, we ingest, and they cause problems for us. So, Denise, I hope that helps, and I hope you're feeling better very soon. Well, everybody, we are done with our last show of 2017. I hope you all have a wonderful remaining week, holiday week here. Have fun on New Year's Eve. Go Buckeyes. They're playing, I think, Friday night. The Ohio State Buckeyes are playing. Alabama Roll Tide. They're playing, I think, on New Year's Eve. And hopefully Alabama will make it all the way to the national championship. But we'll see. They got to get by Clemson first. So, Roll Tide, go Buckeyes. Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Twitter at AskJulieRyan and like her on Facebook at AskJulieRyan. For information on how you can ask Julie your question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.